All right, for phonics today and our comprehension listening skills, we're going to talk about gardens and the life cycle of a plant. So you can see this okay. I'm going to read to you in my book. Well, it's in the back of this chart, but it's also in my book. I'll read to you what it says, and then I'll talk to you about this picture. So just look at my picture, and I'll listen to what I have to say. It's not too much here. It says vegetable gardens can provide a wonderful variety of delicious vegetables throughout the year. The climate of a region helps determine the type of plant and the time it should be planted. The region and climate, that's like if you live north or south, like we're more north, like you wouldn't plant something in the wintertime. You need to wait in the spring when it starts warming up. So you would plant things more so. You need to plant things in the spring. If you plant something in the winter, it's not going to grow. Or even if you plant in the fall, even because winter comes so soon. So let me continue here. A vegetable garden needs full sunlight, proper drainage, and good soil. It must be regularly watered and checked for weeds and insects. Bugs can eat your plants and your vegetables that are growing on them and destroy them. Harvested vegetables can be eaten fresh or they can be canned or frozen. Some popular vegetables to grow are radishes, pumpkins, carrots, lettuce, peas, corn, and potatoes. One they didn't say on here, which it's in our picture here, is tomatoes. A lot of gardens have tomatoes. These are tomatoes. These right here with these leaves and the red, I believe those are radishes. You have to dig them up out of the ground. These are onions. This is lettuce. So this is in the picture here is peas. So it first starts as a seed. You plant your seed in the ground, and then and you see the little roots starting up, and then it sprouts up out of the ground, starts to grow a little bit. Then it grows a little more. Then you see the little blossoms. It starts to get little blossoms, and those will turn into the peas. Same with like tomatoes. Tomatoes will get like little yellow blossoms, and then they'll pretty soon start to grow into the bulbs. At first, they start out as blossoms. So that is the life cycle of a plant. You want to remember this because on your test come Friday, on your reading test on Friday, you have to glue down the order of the life cycle of a plant. You're going to cut and color and glue. So you need to pay attention to this because that's on your test on Friday on this chart. Before you take your test, I'll hold the chart up for you to look at. Usually, if you were in class with me, I would have it posted up on the chalkboard for you to look at if you need. So come Friday, I'll make sure I have the chart out for you to look at, okay? And if you need to, if you pay attention, I think you'll be fine. Okay, so the papers you should have are, or you know what? First, let's review, or we'll review after our bossy R words. I'm going to review some of those, flashcard them with you, but we'll do this vegetable garden paper first. You're just talking about vegetables. So you should have this paper and you should have this to cut out. So first things first, put your name. Put my paper up here for you. And I'm going to cut these out. So go ahead and cut these out, and then we'll talk about where we're going to glue them with the where they belong. We'll talk about it. So cut them out. And they already have the broccoli up there for you. Broccoli is like the top of the flower. And we'll talk about comparison of what these other parts look like. Okay, I'll give you another minute to cut yours out. And glue stick opened up here. Okay, should have them all cut out. All right, I'm going to put my dabs of glue down first so I can easily glue mine. So You just need little dabs like that. You don't have to have the whole square covered. Little dabs are good. Alrighty. All right, let's look at this stem. Out of these three pictures, what reminds you of a stem? Celery. The celery is like the stem here. Okay. You might have said carrots, but no, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But the celery is like the stem. So it grows like that. Now, what's leafy? The next part's pointing to the leaves. So which one of these two is like green and leafy? The lettuce. Right. So you want to put your lettuce there. Okay. And then your carrots go down because what did we say? What's the orange part? Where does it stay? In the ground. It's like the roots. So that's where your carrots go because they're more like the roots. They're comparing them. Like the broccoli, see how the top of the broccoli is kind of like the top of a flower. So that's why the broccoli one is there. Look at the little worm in there. Worms help the roots. They loosen up the ground by making tunnels and stuff under there, and they help the roots. And then there's the little ladybug. What does that look like? Could be Dottie, I guess, huh? Probably is. I didn't even read you the directions. I just went and did that too. It did say cut out the pictures. Glue the vegetables by the matching place on the plant. Sorry. So yeah, that's why those all match up. All right, turn your papers over. I will read the directions for this next part. It doesn't have to just read. You just want to copy this sentence down. Let's read it together. We have turn the long I pile. So what's grandpa doing? He's got a little pitchfork there. He's scooping and turning and stuff over. It might be a compost pile. People use compost piles to help fertilize their gardens. So go ahead and write that sentence down. And I think I'm going to use my marker for the down below. We got our word families. Go ahead and finish writing turn the pile. Give you a few more seconds to finish that up. I'm going to talk to you about this next part. We have, looks like corn. I think that's corn. Yeah, ears of corn that are still wrapped up in the leaves. You can see a little bit of corn there and there. All right. This is our word families. URN, ERN. They're both earn. They both sound the same. Because with bossy R, he takes over. You don't hear your vowels. So you just hear the You have the N, earn. So let's read our words across the top. You're going to do the URN words here. The ERNs here. So what's our first word? Turn. If you cover the first letter, what do you have? URN. Where does it go? Right here. So write the word turn. Okay, so you should have TURN. Cross it out. You know what? No, don't cross them out because I'm going to read them all together when we'll read them across and then we'll read them also down for extra practice. Okay, so next one we have is FERN. If you cover the first letter, what do we have? ERN. Where does it go? Right here. So write fern. FERN. Okay, let's move over to the next one. ST. ERN. Earn. Stern. If you have to cover the first two for this one. And what do we have? ERN. Where does it go? Right. stern. All right, next word. B-U-R-N. We're looking for U-R-N. This is full here now, so now you know the last two have to go right here. So we have burn and C-H. Churn. So you're going to write both of them here. Burn and churn. Okay, so you should have burn and churn written there. Give you another minute to read those or write them. Then I want to read them in the yellow box together, and then we also are going to read our rows, okay? So let's start up here in our yellow box. We have turn. You know what? Let me point with this part because that's clear and you can hardly see it. Turn, fern, stern, burn, churn. Now let's read them down, up and down here. So we have turn, burn, churn. And over here we have fern, stern. And let's do our read down here with the hopper. Let me take a look at the words, make sure I see what. Okay, because my words, remember I told you last week, when I look at these, when I'm looking at this because I'm talking into the computer, everything's backwards. So I'm looking at the words backwards. I have to read them backwards. Like as if you were to take a paper up in a mirror. That's what it looks like for me. All right, so we have some, two, are, there, splash. All right. Get out your next paper. Oh, before we do it, well, get out your next paper, write your name. And I want to practice some words with you. Go back and review our, I have some cards here I want to practice with you. A-R and O-R. Let me separate my A-R and O-R. Okay. We have A-R. Remember, A-R is R. You're saying R. So we have tar, bar, car. Oops, let me separate these. These are whole different things, all right? And I flip them around. Star, jar, and far. Now we're back to star. Okay, so we have those 6 words. And now we have A-R-K is arc. Let me find arc on here to start with first. We have that man out there mowing his grass again. I think he's out there every day. And I didn't notice when we were here in class, I guess because it was noisy in class, I never noticed how much that man out there would be running his lawnmower, but he does almost like every day. Isn't that something? Would you hear when it's more quiet in here? All right, let's do arc. A-R-K. Arc. With a B, bark. With a P, park. With a D, dark. L, lark. M, mark. Back to arc. Let me see if I have a couple extra ones on the back with an S-H, shark, and with an S-P, spark. All right, so that's reviewing our AR words, which are R. Think of a pirate, say R. When you see an AR together, remember Bossy R takes over the vowel, doesn't let the vowel make its sound. Bossy R is R. Now let's do OR. When O is with the R, bossy R makes them say or. So we have horn, born, torn. Okay, can you go back here? Corn, th, the thorn, with an M, mourn. You get the next round. Now, O-R, you don't hear the E. Silence. A tore. Like you rip something. Tore. War. Like you wear something. That's war. Core. With an M. More. You go back to the others back side of the card. CH. Chore. Like you have chores to do at home, huh? SH. Shore. That's for like a seashore. Like if you tell someone, ask you something, and you say, sure, I'd be glad to. It's spelled a totally different way. This is like a seashore. So it's an SH. You think of like the seashore. Store. And then that's it for that. So we got those. And then let's go over our, it's really ER and UR. I have my IR. I'm not going to do IR with you since we're focusing mostly on ER and UR today, which aren't very many. I think they would have had more for you to practice. We have turn, remember now this, when you are EIIR, we're just say So turn, burn, and then with a CH, churn. Now we have our ER, which is again so fern and stern. Those are only two, fern and stern for ER. Which I'm surprised I didn't come up with more for you to practice. All right, so let's get back to, this does have an I. Oh no, it says like IR like in shirt. Let's practice the IR. There's only two of them. Shirt. Now that I looked at the page. Shirt. IR is another shirt. And with the D, dirt. So you'll see on your paper here, this is the word shirt. I just flashcarded. Shirt. Matches it up there. Okay, so let's read. Let me read you the directions. Hopefully you already have your name written on. It says, color the flower. Oh, it looks like they have a purple crayon. I'm going to use purple. For each picture that has the sound, you hear in shirt. So you're listening for So I'm going to do purple. Where is my purple crayon? I'm going to do purple because they have a purple crayon on there. So shirt, they have the first one that's color the purple, flower purple with shirt. You just color the whole thing purple. You don't have to worry about coloring like the stem green or anything. It doesn't matter. Next they have, let me make sure I'm saying what each picture really is. Yes. Why they have this in waffles. Waffles. Nope. I don't hear an in there. For here they have a moon. Nope, I don't hear an Let's go down to rose. There's an R at the beginning, but you don't hear rose. You don't hear an in the middle of the word. They try to trick you with rose because rose starts with an R, and you think, rose, but it has a long O. So no, you're not coloring the flower for that one. This is a girl. Girl. You hear the Yes. So you're going to color that flower for the girl. We have a bird. Do you hear an Yes. Bird. The color of the flower for bird. Then we have they have the words there. We'll read those let's read them right now since we're over here. Because it says that little apple on there says read. Fern, stern. Those are two words we just flashcard. Fern and stern. And we have this is a turkey. He has his feathers down. He doesn't have them all puffed up like normally you see them. That's a turkey. Do you hear an Yes. Color that flower. And the last picture is a picture of a pig. Do you hear an and pig? Do you hear an and pig? Pig. Short I, actually. All right, I'm going to read you a little Bible verse down here. It says, Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. 1 Samuel 3, verse 9. Remember that from when we learned about Samuel. Remember, he thought he heard Eli calling him. And Eli finally told him to say, Speak, Lord, I am listening, because it was God calling Samuel. All right, so yeah, you should have colored for shirt, girl, bird, turkey. They all have your All right, turn your page over. Oh, purple. So they picked purple. I have a nice little poem to read for you. And let me see if I can make this a little closer. Not too much. I'll point to each. I'll do my best to try this. I can't see it to read. I got to read it from my book. Those words are too small for me to see to read from this distance from my computer. Well, up here says One Purple Day. It's a poem. I'm going to read to you each line. So the first, I'm just going to point to the line. This is the first line. You read with me. We washed my grandma's windows. So there's the grandma's windows there. Next row starts with the word with Kool-Aid just for fun. Well, look at that. He used Kool-Aid on the windows. Probably sticky, huh? Let's go down to the next line. And when she looked outside again, the last one, she saw a purple sun. So they washed the windows with Kool-Aid, purple Kool-Aid, which made them get tinted purple. So there's your purple sun. So I'm reading this. Try to look for the pictures in here, what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to start down here with the word she. She saw a purple robin. Do you see the purple robin? Pull up a purple worm, but then it got away again. Last one, with just a purple squirm. I don't think you can see the worm in there, can you? Oh, yeah, you can. Oh, so Robin was trying to get a worm. Robins like to eat worms. And he got away. All right, we should be down here with the letter A. A purple boy with purple books. Do you see that boy right there? Next row. Sat down in purple dirt. Ew. Next row. He wore some worn out purple pants and a purple Western shirt. Let's take a look at his clothes. How can you tell his pants are worn out? It said he wore some worn out purple pants. If you look at his pants, how can you tell they're worn out? What's on the knee? Looks like there's a hole in the knee. So if something's worn out, it usually has a hole. And a Western shirt. It looks like a Western shirt. And I can see him sitting like in the dirt because there's not much, like the grass is kind of around him if you look close at the picture. Okay, so let me get back down here to this part. Yeah. A purple car turned down her street. Do you see the car in the picture? Next row. Toward a purple park. Next row. And all across her purple lawn, there spread a purple dark. So I'm not sure what that's talking about. So where the car went, it looked dark on the road. It looked dark, purple dark. All right, let's read the last part. Our grandma always wondered how. Next row. There was that purple day. Next row. We washed the windows well that night. And the last one. And none of us would say. And then there's the guy's name that wrote this poem, Jim Bronson. It says Jim Bronson there. So at the end it says our grandma always wondered how. So she's wondering how were her windows purple for that day, because at night they came back and they washed her windows and she didn't know, and nobody would say, so nobody would tell her, Grandma, we put purple Kool-Aid on your window. So they tricked their grandma. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. I wonder if that's true. You think that's a true story or a pretend made up story? What do you think? I think it's pretend made up. It's a poem. It's a cute little poem. Poems rhyme. All right, down here it says read. So I want you to read with me. The directions say read the sentences and write the correct answer. So let's read here. It says the sun is purple. You should all be able to read the word purple because I flashcard it with you every day. Twice because we have it in both of our service words and our color words when we practice. So the sun is purple. The park is purple. The day is purple. And then this big word with a G is grandma. Grandma can see. And what are your two choices? I'm going to write my answer down. You write your answer down. I'm using my purple crayon. See if you get the right answer. Which one did you choose? I'll circle the answer too. Purple, huh? Better have purple written. Grandma can see purple. That's your choice. And what's the other color word? Should know this one. Right, red. So we are started. That was a really cute poem. I really enjoyed that. All right, so next you have is your handwriting page. Let me show you that. You can work on that later. It should look like this. The car shown, it says turn right here. So that's your handwriting page for the day. You can get that done and get your math out next. Your math page, we'll be doing subtraction. So we'll practice some of that and work on our subtraction next in math.